All right. That's what I like to hear. Now, I have to let you know, this is my very first FCCLA event, and I'm pretty excited to be here. Y'all are looking fine right now in these red jackets, I must say. As a matter of fact, let's give everybody a little bit of encouragement right now. Turn to somebody next to you and let them know how fresh they're looking right now. Give them a high five. Brush a little dirt off their shoulders. Okay? Okay, all right. Cool. Now, whenever I do that, I always know there's got to be at least one guy in this room right now who like took that too far. Like it then led to like, and can I get the phone number? And what do you do? We all know. Was it? Who was it? No, somebody in here. We know it was somebody in here for sure. Chill out. I know, but I also got to give you props because at any convention, I get it. When I was a high school student, I was always looking for what I called my CC. And if you don't know what that means, it stands for Conference Crush. Am I right? We all looking for that. Yeah. Okay. Some bold people in the front saying like, yeah, I'm looking for one. But now I say that I'm looking for my double H, my hot and holy, somebody who is beautiful, but she also knows her some Jesus right now. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So, but throughout this conference, I'm sure we're going to be meeting a lot of different people. But I have to let you know right now, believe it or not, way back in high school self, I was actually the king of the friend zone. I know all you guys like, believe it or not, like Alex, you're wearing a shirt that looks like my dad dropped it off at the thrift shop a year ago. It's pretty obvious. If there had been a friend zone club back at high school, I would have been the president of it. Now, more times than not, when I was chatting with the girls at the time, I would always, more often than not, hear the statement, man, you know, you are like a brother to me, and that's the last thing that you want to hear from the girl that you are crushing on. And so, throughout the years, I have boiled it down to a foolproof plan on how to get yourself out of that friend zone, okay, all right. Yeah, okay, thank you, I appreciate that support right there. And over the years, I'm proud to say that my first girlfriend came at the ripe young age of 24, all right? I know, I'm a late bloomer, but stick with me now. Now, I'm gonna break it down for y'all right now. In order to get yourself out of the friend zone at the conference this weekend, you gotta know two things. Number one, everybody say, spitting game. And number two, everybody say, bustin' moves. Okay, so let's break it down real quickly. Now, when I was in high school, I used to think the best pickup line that I had was, this was it, straight up here. I look at who else crushing on, I say, what up, baby girl? Did you just fart? Because you're blowing me away. And I'm sure that there are too many fellas in this room right now saying, oh, that's a good one, I'm writing that one. No, you're not. Because ladies, we all know, ladies don't fart, am I right? They don't fart, right? Exactly. Well, as it went on, I eventually stepped up my game a little bit, and I'm about to reveal to you the granddaddy of all pickup lines that I've ever used in my life. It was with my first girlfriend. And here we go for it right now. Okay, I'm getting vulnerable with y'all. We went to Froyo, we sat on down. She knew it was time that I was gonna pop the question. I looked her square in the eyes and I said, my name's Alex Morsi and I'm here to say that I might be the worst rapper in the USA, but I think you're pretty cute and I think you're pretty fly, and I'm hoping that you're thinking I'm a pretty swell guy. I got this phone, it's feeling sort of blue, I tried to help it out, but I just ain't got a clue. It said I need to get this number, this is what it'll do. It's gonna end a telephonically connect me to you. So I'm gonna hand you my phone and you should punch it right in. It's gonna take my little heart, my phone for a spin. You put a smile on my face and it started to become a habit. So about that number, girl, can I have it? Hold your horses. Now, before you get too excited, I must let you know that that relationship ended in absolute heartbreak for myself. But that's why there's a step number 2, which is all about busting moves. Again, everybody say busting moves. That's what's up. Okay, so with busting moves, you gotta know 2 things when it comes to your dance moves. My 2 rules are, number 1, you gotta own it, and number 2, you gotta get funky with it, all right? So you just gotta do your own funk, own it as best as you can, and we're about to learn one of my secret best dance moves right here. I like to call this dance move a circle former, because trust me, if you whip it out at the next school dance, circles will form, all right? So with that being said, I need y'all to get involved here. Y'all can be standing on up in those fresh red coats, and we're gonna be learning our very first dance move of the day. Now, if we're ready for this, let me hear you say, Now, this first dance move I'm gonna be teaching y'all is called the toaster. Everybody say toaster. Yeah, that's right. The way that this one works, you gotta get into it, okay? If somebody's being lame next to you, you gotta like elbow them, whatever, pull their hair, something. It's gonna start out, y'all gotta get your bread arms out. Get the bread arms out. Let's see them. Come on now, right now, right now. Get the bread arms out, just like so. Yeah, you need some space. And what's gonna happen next is you're gonna wiggle on down into that toaster, okay? Wiggle on down, all right? And then once you're down here, you hot, so you're gonna pop up and clap your hands. And then the last step of it all, you gotta get your thug face on and spread the butter. Get the hips involved, spread the butter right there, right there. There we go, okay, okay. I think they're ready. Mr. DJ, we're ready to try this on with a little bit of music right now. Spin that track. Okay, okay, all right, yeah, okay. Here we go. Get the bread arms out, get ready for it. Here we go. And here we, now we go down, we wiggle on down to that toaster. There we go. Now we hop till we pop up. Go, okay. Spread that butter, there we go. All right, give yourself a round of applause. Well done. Take a seat, take a load off of your feet. But I absolutely love weddings. However, I always tell people that I'm probably the worst person to put on your wedding guest list because I'm broke and I rarely have enough money for a good gift. So I usually tell my friends that, no, don't worry, my present is your present. You're welcome. That's right, exactly. And then, I think that's a pretty good gift. Like, who wants just a present? Obviously, you want me there more than you want a present. I'll dance, I'll bust a move, I'll get the party hyped, okay? But it makes me think back to one of my mentors throughout college. He always said that the mark of a real true leader is as simple as showing up. That 90% of good leadership is just showing up and being present in people's lives. Now, one of the best organizations that I've ever been involved in is an organization called Young Life. Has anyone ever heard of Young Life in here? Maybe? Hey, we got some Young Lifers in here? Okay, cool. So if you don't know what Young Life is, I like to describe it as simply a youth group on steroids, all jacked up on Mountain Dew. It's wild, it's crazy, but it is a whole lot of fun. And we get to work with high school students from all different walks of life, regardless of what they believe. Now, during my time of leading, one of my Young Life kids was a guy by the name of Jordan. Now Jordan, though I loved him, was one of the most difficult dudes I've ever worked with. More times than not, I would come home after hanging out with him, wondering if anything that I just said had gotten through to him. Now, fast forward a little bit later, Jordan had hit a really rough patch in his life. Things in school were bad, things in home life were bad, he had made some really poor decisions. He just really kind of hit rock bottom. I'm sure there are people in here who have had moments of hitting just total rock bottom. And I get a call one day from Jordan's girlfriend at the time, and she's crying, and she says, Alex, I don't know what to do. I think that Jordan is going to run away. At this point in my time of leading Young Life, I'm maybe 21, 22 years old. I have no clue what on earth I can offer this kid, what words of wisdom I can share with him, what I could do to talk some sense into him. All I knew was that I needed to drive on down to go see Jordan. Nervous as heck, I parked my car outside of Jordan's house. I'm pacing back and forth, trying to work up the nerve to go up to the front door when, surely enough, a man comes out and says, hey, can I help you? Like, obviously, this crazy man pacing out in front of his house, he's gonna come check out what's going on. And three things in my mind. Number one, no turning back now, I've gotta see Jordan. Number two, this man looks like he's a cross between Hulk Hogan and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And number three, that whole bladder, it's still not getting better. I'm just so nervous, this is bad. But I march on up and I reach my hand out and I say, hi sir, my name's Alex and I'm here to see Jordan. He looks at me and his face kind of goes blank and he says, Jordan's in his room in the back. Nervously, I walk into Jordan's room, I open the door. He looks up from his bed, his eyes just filled with tears. And for the next 2 hours, I'll be honest with you, I don't remember a single thing that I said. I sat there probably pretty awkwardly, and by the time the 2 hours was up, I gave Jordan a big hug. I said, hey man, I love you, I'm here for you, and things are gonna get better. Now, a few months later, Father's Day came around. And if you know me of one thing, Father's Day is the most fun day for me. And this day, my phone buzzes, and I realize I've been tagged in something on Instagram. And so I open my phone to find out what it is, and this is what I see. My goofy face pressed up against the window. It's really fun. You just blow really hard in it. Yeah, anyways, looking like a total goofball right now. But the thing that I noticed next is the caption on the side. It says, Happy Father's Day. Okay, so no, this crazy guy is not my biological father, but he is more than that. This guy came into my life a few years ago, and ever since then, I haven't been able to get rid of him. No matter how bad things have been for me, or what I'm going through, this guy is always there for me. This guy has dropped what he was doing in Slow and drove all the way to Napomo just to come talk to me when he heard I needed help. This is something that I could never repay him for. I can honestly say Alex is by far one of the most influential guys in my life and the best father figure that I have. So no, he's not my biological father, but he's far more than that to me. So happy Father's Day, Alex. Thanks for always being there. I have to remind you right now, all that I did was awkwardly, probably most of the time silently, sit in a room with this young man in a time that he needed it. It hit me in that moment that, again, the world likes to lie to us and tell us that to be able to offer value to someone else, it means that we've got to have this depth of wisdom, the right thing to say, to be charming, to be charismatic, to have some sort of gift to be able to offer people. And I realized in this moment that real truth of leadership means sometimes it's as simple as just showing up. That 90% of leadership is just being present with someone. That sometimes the friends in our life, all they really need is the care rather than the cure. Ladies and gents, we each have the ability to show up in someone's lives. Now, most of the time, we don't get the luxury of getting to find out what impact we get to make, or what the real result was of the impact we had on someone's life. However, I got really lucky, and it's something that I will never forget. And a few months after this, I ended up running into Jordan's grandma around town. And she came up to me and she said, Alex, I'm so glad I just ran into you. I've been praying that I would see you. And I wrote this, and I want you to have it. Check it out. It was a poem that she had written, and it said, Desperate I fall to my knees, crying to God with my desperate pleas. I prayed, but nothing came, but I believed in my God all the same. I dried my tears and sat down in my chair. Gazing out the window, a stranger sat there. My husband went out to inquire why, although just a man who was asked to come by, to check on a boy who was troubled, you see. An angel he was, and answered for me. So don't be discouraged when you ask such and such, because God heard your prayers, and he loves you so much. There is someone out there in this world who is waiting for you to be the answer to their prayers. Not because of anything that you accomplished this weekend, not because of any competition you may or may not win, not because of any sort of level of status or popularity or achievements that you have, but simply because you are you.